Hello everybody, welcome to today's recipe. Today I'm going to make what we call a savoury bacon roll. It's similar to what we used to get years ago for school dinners, but it's called a bacon and onion roly-poly back then. So we need 200 grams of a SUET pastry. So to make that I've got 200 grams of self-raising flour, 100 grams of shredded suet, a pinch of salt, and I'll mix that with water in a minute. Now for the filling, it's going to be one finely shredded onion. I've got 250 grams of bacon. Now the original recipe says 250 grams of streaky, but I actually picked up a pack of cooking bacon in the local supermarket for £1 for 500 grams. So basically, the bacon there comes to 50p, which makes it a cheap dish to do. And I've also got the 2 cloves of garlic to add into there. So the first thing we need to do is make the suet pastry. So I'll go ahead and do that now for you to show you how it's made. Right, so into that mixture, I'm just going to spoon it around to mix the suet and the self-raising flour up a little bit so it's evenly distributed in that mixture. And what we do, a little hole in the middle. Basically, just put a little bit of cold water at a time, mix it around, and you want to make a nice dough of that. So just a nice mix. Water. This, I think, should be enough. So when that's mixed best you can, this is the time now you really need to get your hands in there and mix the rest of it by hand, which is easier than trying to do it with a spoon. So once you've basically got it all mixed, just get your hands in there, get it all mixed in together. Put it in there. So that's nicely mixed up. So there's your suet pastry there. So I will now put that aside just to cool down a little bit. You can put it in the fridge if you want for 5 or 10 minutes while you do the filling. So I'm just going to put that aside now and crack on with that filling for you. Right, so I'm just getting the oil a bit warmed in the pan. Now this is actually a very quick and easy meal to do. It's very good for a budget as well because I've costed it all out. And all the ingredients actually come to about, including the cooking, come to about £1.88. So if you divide that between 4 portions, you're talking about 43p a portion really, which is quite a good budget meal for a family. So that includes the cooking costs I've worked in as well. So again, I think that is quite a good value. And this is very nice on a cold winter evening. So it's a very filling dish. So it is with a suet pastry. And for a cold winter evening, you can't really go wrong. So put the bacon bits, all finely chopped bacon there, and the onion into the pan, and we gently fry that down. I'll fry that down a little bit more before I actually put the garlic in there. Make sure that mixture is nicely all mixed together. So I'm just going to gently fry that down a bit now. I'll come back to you when that's finished. Right, so that's fried off a little bit, so I'm going to put the garlic in now. I'll put that in towards the end. So I'll just put that in, spread that around. So I'm just going to mix the garlic in with that mixture, let that fry off just a little bit longer. Don't want to put the garlic in too early so it doesn't fry off too early and burn. So if you put it in towards the end, give that nice Mix up. I'm going to let that fry down a little bit more. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to roll out the pastry. So I'll be back to you when I finish rolling the pastry, ready to put the filling in. Right, that's all done, so the pastry's rolled out to a bit of an oblong. So all you do now is fill that mixture top of the pastry to about a centimetre or so to the edges, because you're going to need to seal that in. So that goes in like so. Spread that around. Much as you can. It's nice even filling. Leave a bit around the edges. Now this is the fun part. So what you now do, you now get the end of the pastry, fold that across, push it in a little bit, then you gently roll that up into a roll. You get all of that done. Unfortunately, little bits come out at the end. I'm just going to brush a little bit of water over here, just to try and get that all sealed in. Get that sealed in there, so that will be nicely sealed. Put it in there. A little bit of water and just seal those edges in. This end as well. We'll just make it moist and seal the edges in. Right, so that is your roll all done, ready to go. Now put that on a grease-proof sheet on a baking tray, and that will now go in the oven for about 40-45 minutes. You want that gas mark 6, 200 degrees centigrade or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to put that in the oven now, and I'll come back to you when that is cooked. Hi there, welcome back. I've just taken the bacon and onion mould out of the oven. That's what it actually looks like. I've been there about 40 minutes. So I'm just going to give it a little cut so we can open it up for you. Try and do this while I'm holding it. Stick in there. There we go. So that's all done. Nice and roly-poly there. Now, this used to be a regular school dinner. Similar to, you can make this into a jam roly-poly. You just put milk in when you make the mixture up with the suet and the flour. And you actually wrap when you put the jam in there, you just wrap it up in greaseproof paper and foil. Then you put it in the bain-marie and cook it in the oven. But again, it's a very similar recipe. So, well, there we go. That's the bacon and onion roll done, or bacon and onion roly-poly, depends how you want to remember it by. Now, that recipe actually came from a booklet called Biro. Now, we've had this since 1978. This is the 35th edition, which was issued in 1978, so it's actually 45 years old. It's been in the family that long. Now, Biro was actually a company owned by somebody called Thomas Bell. He had a company in Newcastle Station about 1880 called Bell Royal. He used to produce baking powder and self-raising flour. Now, when King Edward VII died in the early 1920s, it became illegal to use the name Royal in any product. So in 1923, he changed the name from Bell Royal to B. Rowe, taking the first letters of Bell and Royal. So they issued their first booklet in 1923. This one is 1978. You can still get them. They're on issue 41 now, $5.99 from their site. So if you do a Google search for Biro, no, I'm not sponsored by them. And if you're interested, you can get it there. No doubt the recipes are very different from this one. I mean, there was a lot of 70s, sort of 60s recipes which used a lot of things like suet, lard, and a lot of margarine, very stodgy food, but that was back in the days. So anyway, give it a shot. Thanks for watching. Be safe and be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next one.